Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Helen, hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. 7 Little Johnstons, Trent and Amber gifting a property to Liz? Slammed for extreme favoritism and double standards, Trent and Amber Johnston's favoritism seems to be getting out of hand in 7 Little Johnstons. The pair came under fire once again for their double standards and favoritism towards their biological daughter, Liz Johnston. Shared their plans of gifting a property to their favorite daughter, and fans can't ignore the couple's toxicity. The reality TV stars adopted Anna when she was a child. Amber and Trent adopted 2 more kids, Alex and Emma. However, the pair failed to treat their biological kids equally with their adopted kids. Over the years, viewers have watched the TLC stars treating Anna like the black sheep. Trent and Amber never accepted the way they differentiated with their kids. But their latest actions suggest a completely different story. Trent and Amber accused of differentiating between Liz and Anna. Trent and Amber Johnston failed to prove that they treat their children equally. They are trying to put the entire blame on Anna for the family feud and are turning their other kids against her. The reality TV stars are leaving not a single opportunity to insult their oldest daughter. Fans slammed Trent and Amber when the pair bullied Anna due to her minor mistakes. They dragged the same issue for months and pretended that their daughter was the real villain. Hence, some fans on Reddit discussed how the TLC stars treated Liz as the golden child. Amber and Trent ignored that Liz became pregnant before marriage. They gifted her a car during her pregnancy and even allowed her and Bryce to live with her. Fans felt that the reality TV stars would have disowned Anna if she had done something like that. 7 Little Johnstons, Trent and Amber criticized for their double standards for Anna. Trent and Amber Johnston have been on cloud 9 since they became grandparents. They are showering all their love on Liz for bringing her baby girl into the world. However, fans feel the reality TV stars are forgetting that they have other children as well. Recently, Liz and Bryce shared their plans to move out of the latter's family. They are planning to live independently before their daughter turns 2. Trent and Amber decided to surprise the reality TV stars. They talked about gifting a land of peace to their daughter and her partner. A fan on Reddit started a thread to discuss the TLC couple's favoritism towards their biological daughter. The OP wrote, "It looks like TNA bought a piece of land and are basically saying they'll gift it to Amber 2.0 and Bryce." The user wondered if Trent and Amber would treat Anna the same if she welcomed a baby before marriage. Several fans felt the pair should have never adopted kids if they couldn't treat them equally. They wondered how painful it must be for Anna to see her siblings getting all the love from her parents. One fan said, "It's sad, you can totally tell they have no emotional attachment to Anna, even when they talk about her, they look dead in the eye." Another user feels Trent and Amber treated their other adopted kids very well. But they have issues with Anna because she doesn't let them control her life. Others feel the reality TV couple's love is conditional and comes with a price. 7 Little Johnstons, Liz gets emotional after baby Leighton returns from her first day of daycare. Liz Johnston is having some big feelings about her daughter going to daycare for the first time. In a clip shared exclusively with people ahead of Tuesday night's episode of 7 Little Johnstons, Liz gets a little emotional after her baby daughter Leighton, now 2, returns home from her first day of daycare. As she speaks with her parents Amber Johnston and Joseph Johnston, Liz explains that she's having a difficult time with her new normal. "It's just me, just all the babies and just me letting her go with complete strangers," Liz says as the clip begins. "But they won't be strangers for long," Amber replies. "That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. They won't be strangers for long," Joseph adds. In a confessional, Amber and Joseph explain that although it can be hard to separate from your baby in the beginning, things do get easier as time goes by. It definitely is more challenging and harder in the beginning. But you know, as the time goes on and the routine is set and daycare becomes part of everyday life for the child and the parents and the grandparents, it gets easier, Amber says. The scene switches back to Liz, Amber and Joseph's conversation. Liz explains that it was a lot and starts to get emotional. I mean, if she was a little person, we would have had to put everything on the back burner, Amber answers her daughter. Liz then asks her parents what they did when she and her brother were younger. I stayed at home, Amber says. You're asking me what would I have done? If she had been a little person, we would have waited until she could sit up and she could do, she's at this state, which, yes, would have taken longer. Back in the confessional, Amber explains that the situation can be different when it's a little person baby versus an average-sized baby. There's everyday things that you do with an average-sized baby that you do not do with a little person baby, Amber explains. There's just many things you really have to be cautious of that it would be very, very challenging to have one teacher with multiple babies and have this one baby that required so much direct attention. And see, by the time we have a little person that's sitting up and can keep her balance, that little person can talk across the classroom, too, Joseph says. Trent Johnston of 7 Little Johnstons tells family about white matter disease. Megan Holohan is a digital health reporter for and covers patient-centered stories, women's health, disability and rare diseases. In an exclusive clip from the upcoming season premiere of 7 Little Johnstons, Trent Johnston reveals some devastating news about his health. He has white matter disease, a condition that normally impacts older people. White matter disease is basically dead brain tissue from a lack of oxygen, Johnston said in the episode. Last season, Johnston underwent an MRI, and doctors suspected he might have had multiple sclerosis. He also learned that his brain resembles that of an 81-year-old, meaning the 49-year-old has experienced significant brain tissue loss. Johnston shared some insight into what may be causing his health troubles. His white matter disease is likely from years of not treating his sleep apnea properly. I have had some form of sleep apnea my entire life, and I have not been using a CPAP machine, he said in the clip. I felt like I was sleeping fine and waking up and living life and going to work and being productive. At 48 years old and not treating my sleep apnea with a CPAP machine, this is definitely the contributing factor to white matter disease. White matter disease impacts axons, a type of nerve fiber that enables communication between the various regions in the brain, the Cleveland Clinic says. A myelin sheath, which looks white, covers these axons, giving them the name white matter. People with reduced blood flow to the white matter in their brain can develop white matter disease, where the tissue decreases and leads to neurological and cognitive problems, per Cleveland Clinic. It generally occurs in people 60 and older. Symptoms of white matter disease include trouble with memory, difficulty balancing and falling frequently, and inability to do two things at once, such as driving and listening to music, a slower-paced gait, moodiness, and depression, incontinence. White matter disease can cause a whole host of symptoms, Johnston's wife, Amber, said in the episode. The top 3 being memory loss, dizziness, and incontinence. Unfortunately, Trent Johnston learned that he can't regenerate his lost white matter. Dad can't get it back, Amber Johnston said. But Dad can prevent it from getting worse. The news has implications for the whole family. 2 of the Johnston children, Alex and Jonah, also have sleep apnea. I was feeling a little bit nervous for Dad about this whole white matter disease. Basically, like parts of his brain are basically dying, Alex Johnston said. Since Jonah and I have that same apnea, that made me nervous for myself and Jonah. The 3 plan to sleep with CPAP machines to prevent damage to their white matter. I'm an example of what can happen later, Trent Johnston said. People with the most common form of dwarfism, achondroplasia, like the Johnstons, often experience sleep apnea, the National Library of Medicine says. Sleep apnea is very prevalent in individuals with achondroplasia, Amber Johnston explained. Our head and our face, and just like where the sinuses are, everything is very dwarfed. It is smaller. It is tighter. There is less room for air to pass. The new season starts on October. Hello friends, welcome to my channel, hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.